we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Got 3 articles to talk about, all have to do with the sale, James Gunn, and Zack Snyder. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, nerds and nerdettes, or welcome if this is your first time finding the channel. Today we've got another DCU update. We've got some stuff to get into. We've got 3 articles to talk about. We're going to talk about James Gunn, we're going to talk about Zack Snyder, and we're going to talk about the sale of Warner Brothers. So, let's dive in and see what's going on. This has all came out the last couple of days. And this says James Gunn's DC future is in jeopardy as Zack Snyder teases DC. Following deadline, now for the second time, my scoop that James Gunn is out at DC once the Warner Brothers Discovery sale closes has been confirmed, this time by Puck News. In their new report, Puck writes, as things now stand at Warner Brothers, James Gunn and Peter Safran control who directs DC movies. It sounds like change may be in the wind if indeed the Ellisons prevail. Puck News also reports Paramount has been talking to Zach Cregger about his DC movie without Gunn's involvement. My insiders got back to me and suggest that Gunn is already done with DC and Mike DeLuca is in charge. That is the industry's polite way of saying what I told you months ago, Gunn's power at DC is over the moment Warner Brothers Discovery is sold. From what I have been told and first told you, whether Paramount wins or Comcast wins, the new owners are expected to overhaul DC leadership, and Gunn is not part of those long-term plans. Following my initial report, Gunn himself questioned his own future at DC. It's now why he is doing the Superman family saga instead of the greater DCU. Snyder posts photo with Jim Lee as DC momentum builds. Adding even more fuel to the fire, Zack Snyder posted a new image photo today, this time standing alongside DC legend Jim Lee, President, Publisher, and Chief Creative Officer of DC Writing. Always enjoy working with the incredible Jim Lee, not only an amazing artist, but someone with a deep understanding of all things DC. Grateful for the collaborations and the inspiration. Zack included art of Superman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and Darkseid. This comes after 2 months of Snyder releasing Snyderverse character photos, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Joker, Deathstroke, Mara, Lois and Clark, all at the exact time the industry is following our exclusive articles and reporting major changes at DC and Warner Brothers. Snyder isn't being subtle. He's reminding everyone who built the most successful and globally recognized version of the modern DC cinematic universe. What we told you, Gunn out, Snyder returning, Saudis backing the revival. My insiders have been consistent. James Gunn is out with the sale of Warner Brothers. Zack Snyder is returning to DC with the Snyderverse. The Saudis are involved in backing both Paramount and Comcast bids. That was the plan I published, and every day the industry moves a little closer to confirming it. The Snyderverse cast is already lining up. I also reported the returning cast list Snyder wants for the restored Snyderverse. Henry Cavill back as Superman, Gal Gadot back as Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa back as Aquaman, Ray Fisher back as Cyborg, Ezra Miller is doubtful, Ben Affleck is possible depending on physical demands. Every one of these names lines up with Snyder's recent social media activity. Images of Cavill, Affleck, Momoa, Fisher, and supporting characters from his Nightmare and Snyderverse arc. Snyder is quietly assembling the same roster he built a decade ago. Everything now points in one direction. Deadline and Puck confirm leadership changes are coming to DC. Snyder continues posting old and new DC material. Jim Lee is suddenly in the frame. The Saudis want Snyder-level blockbuster DC films and are huge fans of Snyder. They spent $55 billion on EA just because Prince Muhammad is a gamer. And the Warner Brothers Discovery sale is imminent. All signs point exactly where my insiders told us they would. The Snyderverse is on its way back, and the industry is finally catching up to the story. So this is what it's kind of looking more and more like. Even behind the scenes, we're seeing that James Gunn has kind of been pushed out, and they're only letting him really work on the Superman saga, and everything else is kind of in limbo with what direction they're going to go. Now let's jump over to the next article that coincides with what I just read, but says James Gunn losing power as new DC plans form behind the scenes. Well, would you look at that? As it's already being thrown out there that Paramount is indeed buying Warner Brothers Discovery, but that's not all. According to the report from Puck News questioning the future of James Gunn at DC, the next owner of Warner Brothers Discovery are already preparing to reshape the entire DC universe without him. That's exactly what I told you. Now, this is all coming from Cosmic Book News. My insiders got back to me and suggest that Gunn is already done with DC and Mike DeLuca is in charge. Paramount already planning DC projects ahead of Warner Brothers Discovery sale. According to Puck, Paramount has already begun early planning for DC projects in anticipation of the Ellisons winning the Warner Brothers Discovery bidding war. That includes Paramount leadership trekking to Prague to court writer-director Zach Kreger, Weapons, now directing Resident Evil, who wants to make a film set in a particular corner of the DC universe. This is happening before the sale is even done, meaning Paramount is behaving as if Warner Brothers leadership, including Gunn, won't matter for much longer. Zach Kreger's DC pitch. Zach Kreger had originally planned to pitch his DC film directly to James Gunn, but it now looks like Gunn either passed on it, or more likely he won't be in charge long enough to approve anything as Warner Brothers heads toward a sale. Back in July, Kreger revealed he wanted to pitch a Gotham-set DC movie to Gunn. THR, the Hollywood Reporter, later reported the project was titled Henchmen, a film Kreger has been eager to make for years. The story reportedly follows a low-level Gotham henchman who accidentally incapacitates Batman and suddenly gains the criminal street cred he's always dreamed of. The script features both Harley Quinn and the Joker, and Kreger has called it the best thing I've ever written, crafted even before his breakout success with Barbarian and Weapons. Now, with Paramount preparing their takeover plans and Gunn's authority apparently fading, Kreger's DC pitch may ultimately land with the next leadership team, not James Gunn. Puck, change may be in the wind for Gunn. Puck states it plainly. As things now stand at Warner Brothers, James Gunn and Peter Safran control who directs DC movies. It sounds like change may be in the wind if indeed the Ellisons prevail. Our same insiders who filled us in that Gunn is out also told us the Snyderverse is back in play. So based off that, my one issue that I would have would be with that henchman storyline was like them besting Batman. I don't like that. I can see them making it up and saying, oh, I got this street cred. But if you're going to make a movie about a henchman set in Gotham and bring in Harley Quinn and the Joker, a great corner of the DC universe to do that in would be the Batman universe. We haven't really seen the Joker or Harley Quinn there. They need to build that universe out. I keep saying that the Batman needs to be their reboot universe. If they bring the Snyderverse back, finish that out, finish that story, give us that ending, then reboot, keep Robert Pattinson as your Batman, and rebuild and reboot from that universe and fill that universe out. There's your moneymaker. Let's get on to this third and final article, which says DC shakeup explodes. Gunn sidelined as DeLuca takes control. Exclusive. Following the recent report from Puck News, I heard back from my insiders who suggest that James Gunn is already done at DC. Well, makes me happy. The insiders point to how Puck reported that Paramount executives went above Gunn and visited Weapons director Zach Kreger in Prague, where he is filming his new Resident Evil movie, to talk about his DC pitch. DeLuca and Abdy, not Gunn, are the ones who brought in Kreger. As my insiders previously pointed out, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy, the heads of Warner Brothers Films, are the ones who brought Zach Kreger into Warner Brothers. Weapons was huge, as was Minecraft, which DeLuca dated the sequel only 2 weeks after Gunn's Man of Tomorrow. Both DeLuca and Abdy have had their contracts renewed. James Gunn contract has not been renewed and expires next year. DeLuca's original DC plans, my insiders also said that following Zack Snyder restoring the Snyderverse, DeLuca and Abdy would reboot DC. Recall that I was told DeLuca's original plan for The Flash was to bring back the DCEU, bring back Ben Affleck as Batman, bring back Henry Cavill as Superman, and build toward a big Batman multiverse with Michael Keaton also back as Batman. That all went away when James Gunn launched the DCU. Gunn's creative style continues to clash with talent. Also recall how my insider said Gunn isn't talent-friendly and is stubborn about his vision. That appears to be exactly what is happening with Zach Cregger, who was supposed to pitch Gunn his DC film. Something clearly changed because Paramount traveled across the world to hear the pitch instead, and they haven't even closed the Warner Brothers deal yet. Consolidation under DeLuca and Abdy is already beginning. My insider says Zach Cregger was brought in by Mike DeLuca for weapons at Warner Brothers, so this is a sign for things to come. A consolidation of DC studios overseen by the primary studio heads, DeLuca and Abdy. With the Warner Brothers Discovery sale, Gunn is out and a new DC is forming. With the Warner Brothers sale, I'm told James Gunn is out, Zack Snyder is back with the Snyderverse, and eventually, under Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy, a new DC universe will be reborn, if hasn't started already. To sum things up, and this incorporates everything from the 3 articles I just went over. Gunn is out once the Warner Brothers sale closes. Paramount is buying Warner Brothers and already acting like the new owner. Paramount plans to keep Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy in charge. DeLuca and Abdy are the ones who originally brought in Zach Cregger. Paramount traveled across the world to hear Cregger's DC movie pitch, not Gunn. DeLuca previously planned to restore the Snyderverse before Gunn shut it down. The Snyderverse returns with the Warner Brothers sale. DeLuca and Abdy will lead the new DC going forward. So, sound off in the comments below what you think about all of this. But this lines up with everything that Cosmic Book News has been reporting for the last couple months, and everything I've been relaying the news to you guys that everything's going to be back. The Snyderverse will be back. Zack will be back. Christopher Nolan is in talks to be producer. Paramount is traveling to meet with these directors and hear their pitches and their thoughts. Maybe they'll see my video and they'll think, oh, we should keep the Batman universe and move forward with that and have that be our new reboot. Start the new reboot. Even if you have the Snyderverse continuing, start the new reboot. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Start the new reboot and have it moving forward. So when you're done with the Snyderverse, you already have that universe established and you can build off of it. Let me know in the comments what you guys all think about all this. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos that I have coming out. There's going to be a lot coming out. I'm trying to keep up with all of it. There's a lot coming out with this Warner Brothers sale and everything happening. But you can check out other DC videos that I have here. With that being said, thank you for watching. I truly do appreciate all the support. God bless everybody. We'll see you on the next video.